Hello everyone, it's Oliver Harper here, and I'm back with Brad Watson.
Hello, hello, hello.
To continue the Back to the Future series of commentaries.
Money!
And today we are doing Back to the Future Part 2. So if you wish to sync this commentary with your own copy of the film, put the timestamp to 0 and press play now.
Boom. There we go.
Now, Brad, you saw this back in 1989, didn't
Oh,
you?
I did indeed. Okay, we are going through the period of my life now where I truly flourished as a film nerd, and oh my god, I was so excited about this movie. So excited. I remember when my mate rang me up after he'd been to see a movie earlier, and he went, "Dude, I just saw the trailer for Back to the Future 2." I was like, "What? So, he said, "Yeah." He said they've got hoverboards. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" And you're back in those days where if you didn't see it at the cinema, all you had was people telling you about it until you caught a showing where you had the trailer.
Because 1989 was the year of sequels, wasn't it?
It
was one of the best years for sort of franchises, and because the year was sort of dominated by Batman. And if you look at the sort of box office gross for all the movies that year, The Last Crusade made the most worldwide, but Batman really dominated majority of the US box office.
Yeah.
And this was, the hype was out of this world because Back to the Future, the first one made a killing, obviously VHS sales, and now this movie was being made in conjunction with Part 3, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll get into all that, definitely.
Yeah, and obviously now we can also see that the change in cast with Elizabeth Shue taking on the role as his girlfriend and wearing a horrendously bad wig.
Yeah.
And everyone knew her from The Karate Kid.
We did indeed, and Cocktail as well.
Oh, yeah.
I think I remembered him better from that at the time, at the age I was. Anyway, so moving on. This was the moment where you first saw a difference. Where Marty says, "What do we become, ourselves or something?" and Doc suddenly has this puzzled look on his face.
Yeah.
What do we become, assholes? And he does that. And that was different from the movie. And as soon as that happened, I was like, "Oh, hello, what's going on?" That's different because
we didn't notice to change an actress.
Yeah, because I knew that was happening anyway because I'd seen all the trailers, so I was kind of prepared for that.
Zemeckis has done a great job actually recreating the same shots as well.
Oh yeah,
and also this is going to be the same effects plate as he flies towards camera.
Yeah,
but
then
it's great.
Then it cuts to a different one.
Yeah,
the side view of the.
That's right.
Going.
You've got the reaction of Biff.
Yeah, and I remember that was the first image I actually saw of the movie. On a little clip on the TV is this shot of the DeLorean leaving the file trails in the air. And when that happens, there you go. When I saw that, I lost my shit. I thought, oh my god, this film's going to be so good.
It's interesting because this one now has this kind of opening title sequence where it's set with these clouds and stuff. And I always got confused as a kid, thinking, this is the opening to Flight of the Navigator.
It's very well. Okay, well, once this started in the cinema, it had me. I was there. Because it was like, here's Alan Silvestri's music. Let's let it do its thing. There's an overture we've had our little epilogue, our little prequel, sorry, and now we have prologue. Let me get my words right. We've had our little prologue, and then we have this overture of Alan Silvestri's music, and we're just flying through clouds, and and that's it. It's just listen to the music and watch the names go by, and then when Ken Ralston's name came up in the opening credits as visual effects supervisor, that was when I went, oh hello, hello. Are we in for a massive effects movie here? Because obviously I was a huge one of the greatest collaborations for me is. Robert Zemeckis and Ken Ralston. The work they did through the Back to the Future movies, Roger Rabbit, Death Becomes and Forrest Gump and Contact. Those two guys just melded, and Ken Ralston totally got the way Zemeckis wanted to push things and make effects a storytelling tool.
It's like Dennis Muren was like Spielberg's guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Muren always did Spielberg stuff, and then suddenly, bam! We're into this crazy world. Suddenly it's like, this ain't Kansas anymore, guys. This is it.
It's such a bonkers future because it felt like something out of a cartoon, like Galaxy High or something, or something you saw in the comics.
Yeah.
And I knew Bob Gale was a huge fan of comic books, and that's what kind of spurred him on to do Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But it's funny when it was 2015 that everyone had looked upon this movie to see what actually became reality, and I don't think much, but it was because people obviously still want the hoverboards,
Not a lot.
and
No, yeah.
you know, people the flying cars and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're kind of there in some way with the hoverboards and things like that.
Zemeckis always said that he, you know, that if he, because they always say that the ending of the first one was not a setup for a sequel; it was a joke. And he said, and if they were seriously going to do a sequel at that time, they would not have ended it that way, because they wouldn't have put Jennifer in the car because they thought that, you know, because here we are, let's get rid of her now by knocking her out. That's it. Bye, Elizabeth Shue. Thanks for the thanks for the scenes. And also Zemeckis always said, and we wouldn't have gone to the future. So because if you notice, the future kind of gets done with quite quickly in this movie. It's not all set in the future.
And this was
because Zemeckis always said that he hates filmmakers trying to predict the future because they're always wrong.
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah.
and films about the future date horribly. He said the only one that hasn't is probably 2001, and he's absolutely right.
Because as a kid, when everyone talked about Back to the Future 2 or thought about it, it was the futuristic scenes in this movie. Because, as you say, it gets over it pretty quickly. Then goes to alternative 89, and then back to 55, whatever. So, but as a kid, I absolutely adored the future stuff.
Yeah.
Everything else, I kind of was a bit ambivalent about. I kind of didn't, because it's quite a dark version of 89, and it's quite
dark.
depressing.
Yeah.
And it is one of the smartest sequels where it gives you the first movie again, but from a different angle.
Well, that is genius.
It is genius.
That is absolute, and that's never been done before, and I don't think it's ever been done since.
You can only do that with time travel.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. Go back into the first film, and I think that was Zemeckis' idea straight away.
Look behind him. What's all that? Those are laser discs.
Yeah,
all got laser rot. They're old Selectavision versions of, like, I don't know, Jaws or something.
And, let's get the makeup off Christopher Lloyd. But so I think Bob Gale approached, you know, sort of came to Zemeckis with all these story ideas, and it was Zemeckis' idea to go, you know what we should do if we're really going to do time travel, we should go back into the first film. He said, and see it from a different angle, and that you know, that's, you know, amazing. You know, that should be taught in film schools. That idea, you know, it's how to you know, laterally think about how to play with this kind of genre.
Because the sequels are always like, give people sort of the same, but, you know, but a little bit more. But hey, let's give them what they want.
You listen to Zemeckis and Gale talk about this movie, and right up the front, they're like, look, a sequel is not a movie. It's not a movie. It's a corporate entity, right? Because as soon as if a movie's been successful enough that they want a sequel, suddenly, you know, all the parameters shift and what's going on shifts. So the best thing you can do as a filmmaker is just try and traverse that and realize that you need to give the audience, you've got to give them what they want, but if you're clever, you can also give them something they're not expecting, and that's kind of the trick of sequels. And if you're going to look at it, this movie does that in spades. And this movie blew my mind, from a storytelling point of view and from a technical point of view. The effects
technical, yeah,
blew my mind.
It was the best of the last of the analog movies.
The comping is insane. The comping was, I'd never seen comping like it.
Because you have cars coming right towards camera.
Yeah.
And there's no...
And they're all motion control miniatures.
Yeah, there's no kind of wobbly matte lines, you know.
No.
From what I could remember.
It's incredible. And there's one shot that coming out, I'll point it out when it is, where I literally yelled out in the cinema, can you rewind that? I want to see that again. Because it's the shot when they come back to 1985 and the model flying DeLorean comes down and goes behind a lamppost and
and it
comes out as the real thing.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't realise where the join was, and all I knew is I saw the flying car, and then the dog jumped out of it, and I was like, "What?"
It's interesting because they did actually make the lacing shoes, didn't they, recently?
Did they?
The trainers,
Yes.
yeah, Michael J.
Oh,
Fox
yes.
tried them on, and
That's
they were,
right.
they were very, very expensive, like $8,000 or something like that. But the
imagine.
money goes directly towards
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox's charity.
Right, yeah. I think Spielberg always
Parkinson's.
said that was the one thing that Bob and Bob designed in the future that he really wished had happened.
I know. You can buy knockoff copies of them for pretty cheap,
Yeah.
but they've got no Nike logo on them.
No.
So-
No.
and don't self-lace.
Yeah. So talking, going back in time, ironically to 1989 when this movie came out. Now, the majority of people, the majority of reaction to this movie was very disappointed. People were disappointed with this film. They didn't really like it. It was people didn't like its dark tone, and people didn't, and a lot of people just said it was just too confusing. They didn't know what the hell was going on. Whereas I came out, I was going, "What are you all talking about?" I thought everyone was insane. I was saying this movie is a masterpiece. For a time, I thought it was better than the original. I don't now. I've matured and realised, how brilliant the original is as a beautiful little simple. Storytelling with incredible skill. But at this time, at the age I was, this film was just completely up my alley, and I got it. And look, the cars flying there, all this stuff. I was looking at that, going, what is that a comp? Are those miniatures? And I couldn't. Up until this time, you knew, you could tell, you could always tell. If as cool as they all looked, you knew. But with this movie, I was just losing it. I was like, am I going mad? Are these things real, or what's going on?
It's a kind of slight the future that that Demolition Man kind of took on with the sort of the roads and the cars and stuff like that. Very similar. Oh, it's a shame we never got Jaws 19. But Brad got to put up and see the Meg recently, which upset him.
Oh dear.
I suppose that's maybe Jaws 19 with all these Sharknadoes and Deep Blue Seas we've had.
Yeah, if we had them all up, maybe we're at 19 shark films. Yeah. It's directed by Max Spielberg, though.
Yeah. But as a kid, I loved this movie. But as I got older, I found myself kind of preferring the third one,
Right?
Because it was about dark and it was this kind of self-contained story. Where this one was kind of It was. That's the problem.
It's a middle chapter. There's no doubt about
middle
it,
chapter, yeah. And it's giving us a refresh look at Return to the first one, but also it's kind of not. It's offering you less in terms of like something, a new location, whatever, or new setting.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was this here was like the best part for me as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Alternative 89 because I do like the sort of darker elements to it, and but it really, the meat of it is back in 55.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely. How ironic is this? Cafe 80s.
Oh man, yeah. Well, that's one of the things they got right, actually.
yeah.
Because like the reflex bars they have in London and stuff.
80s nostalgia.
Yeah, it's still going strong, you know. And the Max Headroom thing, you know.
Yeah. They're all on exercise.
He's got Pac-Man. Do not touch. It's out of order. Cafe 80s.
Even in the afternoon.
Did you try and get some of the Pepsi bottles they released?
No.
They did release those, but they didn't release them in the UK, which is really annoying because I was talking to my contact at Universal Pictures. I was like, "Oh, please get me one." And he was like, "I'll do my best." But it was, it's just so many kind of interesting little merchandise came out to celebrate its kind of anniversary recently, and it's a shame it kind of didn't come over to the UK. Because I wanted to pop down to local Tesco's and get my Back to the Future 2 Pepsi bottle. But no. So I think really at this entire movie, I think probably at the entire series really, but this is really where Thomas Wilson, excels. This is his best performance at his.
I think
part
three.
two.
I think three. I think it's
three's really good.
Yeah,
because he's playing so many different variations.
Yeah,
of himself.
No, exactly. It's a whole different. In the third one, he gets to just concentrate on one character and really go to town with that character. Whereas in this one, he's all over. He populates the screen. Yeah, him and Michael J. Fox.
I think he should have got an Oscar for this. You know, because he's just doing so many different characters.
I mean, so here we are. So look, we're now in a whole visual effects shot here, and this was Again, it's so
motion control camera, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was a brand new system called the Vista Glide that ILM developed for this movie.
Interesting, because ILM always use VistaVision and Boss always use 70mm.
It was the idea of a motion control effects camera that could go on location and duplicate its moves perfectly. And so I think him and Zemeckis and Ralston were, I think, coming up with this while making Roger Rabbit, because Zemeckis was telling him, with Back to the Future 2, where the stuff we're doing here, where we're going to be doing, where we're moving the camera around and all that stuff, but we're making it a nightmare for the animators because they've got to animate to all these 3D moves. We're going to be doing that in Back to the Future 2, but to multi-layered split, live action elements. And
the best use of it is in the kitchen.
Yeah,
where the family's there, one shot.
Yeah, where it's like
you've got Michael J. Fox playing three people.
It's like three separate elements all tied in. Yeah, and look at there's two Michael J. Foxes there. Now, it's so difficult to get across to everyone how mind blowing this was because this kind of shit is quite easy now. It's quite it's not to make this look seamless.
Yeah.
You
could do it on you can do it on Adobe Premiere and Final Cut.
I do stuff like this all the flipping time. But at the time, like every single shot here now, it was blowing my mind. I was just like, how are they doing this? How are they?
Yeah, so this is chemically processed effects.
This is all optical.
Yeah,
and the camera's moving around on all its axes, and I'm just like, how the hell are they doing this?
Did this get nominated for an Academy Award?
Yeah, it got nominated for visual effects.
Yeah, I don't know. The Abyss one.
The Abyss one.
Yeah, Wes is kind of like it was doing CGI, wasn't it? So,
and but this won the BAFTA, I believe. I believe it won the BAFTA for visual effects. It got massive lauds. I mean, it got applauded for its visual effects. Everyone.
McFly. Oh, Jason Scott Lee there on the right.
Yep.
Went to be Mowgli in Jungle Book live action and Bruce Lee.
Yep.
And in Time Cop 2.
Yep. So this shot here with the two Martys. Now we know how they did that. Now it's a split screen and it's a hand double coming up and taking the hat off his head. But all this stuff was just flying by at the time. It was blowing my mind.
Yeah. Because it's all seamless. You know, when you break it down and look at it and think how complicated that is.
To pull off all this stuff at this complexity at the time had never been done before.
No. See, this is
here we
this is where we get
we have the clunky.
Yeah, this is the flaw in.
It's all a bit clunky.
McFly's attitude, I think, and his personality. He can't stand being called chicken.
Well, this was a reaction to. Well, I think Zemeckis and Gal thought that Marty was too clean. He was too perfect. There was no character arc for him to have.
I love this bit.
Yeah.
Hey, what, look out!
Yeah. And then boom. It's like I love it because then suddenly you realise he's out of time now. He's the one. He can't fool them because they've got
enhancements.
They've got development on him. Whereas before he could take the piss out of the 50s people like that.
It's like, what's she got on her head? It's like a CD thing. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's probably like a CD.
Oh, I love this bit because some little moments you can kind of see the wires, but they've done a very good job. I think they rotoscoped quite a bit of it out.
Yeah.
But you can't get past. Some things you just cannot get rid of due to time.
So we had no idea that these horribles were going to be in this movie until the first trailer came out, like a month before the film came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's just like you had no idea this stuff was going to be in the movie. It's so different from how it is now.
They held back on showing you.
You didn't know. I mean, you'd seen a couple of stills, a couple of things. Like you knew what you'd seen him in that jacket, for example, and you'd seen how some of the sets were looking and all that stuff. But that they were going to be on. This was kept very, very secret that they were going to be doing these hoverboard stuff. So. Yeah.
You're only lucky if you saw little bits about, especially the hoverboards or a certain sequence later on, which wasn't in the trailer. You'd flick through a film magazine, see like a black and white photo
Yeah.
of what was
Yeah.
going to be in it.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly, yeah.
and if you were saying, as Brad was saying earlier, because if you didn't see the trailer and no one told you about it,
Yeah.
the only way you could find out about these films were through film magazines.
Yeah.
And as a
Yeah.
kid, I didn't really kind of see many of them on the shelves. I mean, I was kind of more concerned about getting the latest, I don't know, Mean Machine Sega magazine or something. But it was, if you weren't in the know, then you'd be none the wiser and kind of be quite a good surprise at the end of the
absolutely.
day, because we are all spoiled.
Yeah.
With everything.
The majority of your regular audience would go into movies not knowing anything.
Yeah.
Like, they would go into this just knowing it was Back to the Future 2. They didn't know any of this stuff was going to happen. You know, it was so I think it was actually probably for a lot of audiences quite overwhelming. You know, they're like, what are we watching? What's going on?
Was this a movie you were desperate to rent when it came out? Because I bought
the VHS before it came out for wholesale.
Oh, you paid like 80 quid or something?
Well,
60
there
quid?
was I was a member of a mail order thing where I could get movies at the time that would cost you 70 quid. You could get them for like 25. So this was the days where it would be another year before they were out
you
for
buying
like
a rental copy,
$10.99.
essentially.
So you were buying rental copies.
Yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah, I wasn't going to wait. I bought.
Really?
I bought a rental copy. And
wow. Because I love the story. Because when I was around Brad's last time, I love this story. when Masters of the Universe came out to rent, you were desperate to get hold of it, weren't you? And you're rushing home, rushing to the video store to get it, and it was all sold out, wasn't it? I was like,
God damn it! Yeah, but that was in those days when you knew that the film was coming out that day. You get home from school, go, your mum would have your dinner ready. Be like, nope, sorry, mum, got to go straight to the video shop. Jump quickly, rip your school tie off, jump on your bike, fly down to the video store, and then you see these sort of shelves and shelves of the new release for like Masters of the Universe or whatever, loads of them, but they'll all be out. And you'd be like, bugger! And then you'd end up sort of getting Empire Strikes Back or something. Go, oh,
I'll get that again.
Get that,
I've warmed this out already. There's no tracking on this.
This was.
I think this is one of those films where we had to sort of desperately, the Saturday afternoon kind of rushing to video shop, because I was literally around the corner from me. So, and you'd be gutted, it'd be gone, and you have to go. There's a video shop in the following town. So my dad's like, "Dad, drive me there."
Yes, yes.
The other town, the other video store outside of Cottenham, had all the other films, because it was an older video store, so it had Superman 1, 2, and 3. Where this one only had Superman 4.
Right. Yeah.
So we had to go to that one to make that.
Stuff.
That would get really annoyed with me. Not Superman 3 again.
Well, you used to, but you used to ring round the video shops, phone them up.
Oh, I never phoned them.
Yeah, you
I think
used to ring.
once,
have you got a copy of that in? Have you got a copy of that in? Can you hold it for me? And they'd be like, yeah, we'll hold it for you for 20 minutes. All right, quick, Dad, drive me there now.
They got Cocoon too.
Yeah, come on,
go.
So I've just started my dinner. Well, unstart it.
Unstart it.
Don't you understand?
Find DeLorean.
Somebody else is going to take that copy. It was brilliant. It was such a good time. It was such fun.
I love how his trousers got so high up. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Simon Cowell that to death.
Yeah. Suspended animation kennel. Yeah, because everyone was always worried about Einstein at the end of the first film. It was like, where's Einstein?
It's interesting that Michael J. Fox kind of, within that, maybe, because he's probably shot around 88, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, basically 3 years, he looks a lot older, actually. His hair's a bit more kind of fuller, and he's a bit more fuller in the face. Maybe he's a little bit more chubby. I think he may at that point probably quit smoking.
Yeah.
So he's kind of
a
little bit
the
more
weight on a bit.
Put an extra stone or two on.
But he still looks
young. Michael J. Fox aged very well.
Gets away with it, doesn't he?
I think it was on this film. Was it part 3 where he said I remember he said he was sitting in his kind of chair waiting for a scene, and he felt the sort of shakes in his hand.
Shakes, yeah.
That was the point where he sort of,
I think it was
something was happening.
Because he almost died on part 3.
Did he?
Yeah.
Is that the bit where he gets dragged
where he was getting hung?
Oh right,
where he was getting hung. The something went wrong with the gag, and he was actually really choking.
God.
But he went through hell on these movies.
Oh yeah, because we were saying in the first one where
Yeah.
he was getting no sleep,
Yeah.
like doing was it Family Ties and Back to
But
the
he,
Future.
but he would put himself through a lot of physical pain as well
Mm.
to do these things. And he always said, him and Bob Zemeckis had the saying, pain is temporary, film is for life.
Yeah,
So he'd really hurt himself just to get the
crack
shot.
that whip.
Yeah,
you
just
know.
to get that shot to work.
Hey, mate, you would do exactly the same thing. I'd do the same thing.
Of course,
I just go
come
back.
on.
I just go back and just like do so much gambling.
Yeah, it would be, get those Euro millions, man. this is the bit where Doc explains that two things can happen: either the whole universe could unravel, or they could just pass out.
This is one of those effect shots that really blew me away.
Yeah.
Because when it takes off and comes literally right towards camera,
Yeah.
so close. Because I know visual effects artists will often try to avoid that because you're going to get this kind of transparency to it slightly.
Yeah.
You've got the matte lines. It's such a huge risk. But they pull it off, and it's a daytime shot as well.
Oh, exactly.
It's not
All
a
this
nighttime
stuff
with
is happening
space
in the
behind it.
daytime. And so you can see that
You can see,
you see it's comped in now.
Yeah, it's comped in there.
So
yeah. It's not even wobbling
yeah.
either. It's steady as a rock.
Yeah, and then up it
And
comes.
there it goes. And I've added the shadow in.
Yeah, but and then the camera's moving, and then out it comes right by us.
Look at that.
Yeah, all that stuff was. I was just like, this is insane. This is fantastic.
This is bonkers.
But one of the other things as well that Dean Cundy's really got to have credit for is the Vista Glide stuff, the split screen stuff they were doing, particularly back in '55 when Biff's talking to himself outside. So and that's all exterior. So you've got.
I think there's only one wobbly effect when he flips the comic. The book, It's got the kind of weird-
but that's in the studio. That's in the garage. But I'm talking about the exterior stuff out when he's getting his car back from the guy
garage.
from Roger Rabbit, and it's Charles Fleischer in it, and then all that stuff where the two of them are in the same shot. What you got to remember is that's not like, okay, right, we've done that shot, right, before the light changes, let's do the other shot. It's like, no, Thomas F. Wilson's got to go in about 7 hours of makeup.
Yeah.
So how those shots match, again, nowadays it's so much easier. Digital grading, a lot easier. Back in those days, this stuff separated the men from the boys.
Yeah. Well, the photography is consistent. There's no actual wobbly shot where you think, oh, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Like stock of film.
Yeah.
Or it's been graded in a funny way. This is it's completely consistent throughout. And it's a shame, really, because I think I'm not sure me and Brad had mentioned this before, but if you look at Dean Cundy's kind of most recent work on IMDb, it's all this really crappy kids comedy films and stuff. I think one of the greatest cameramen resorted to this. Maybe just wants an easy life, easy job, because must be in his 70s now or something. But yeah, he just the 80s and 90s, he kind of dominated some of these big blockbusters.
He was king. He was doing all this stuff, and obviously he did stuff for Spielberg. He set the tone for Jurassic Park. He lit Jurassic Park, and he lit Hook, which is one of Spielberg's most beautifully lit movies.
I think it's Dean Cundy's best looking
movie.
movie.
Oh, it's wonderful. And then of course he did Apollo 13 for Ron Howard. Yeah, that was
so weird.
Everyone went crazy in the cinema. People couldn't believe it. Michael J. Fox being a girl. Okay, right. So here we have non-Crispin Glover.
Yeah, do you know the story about the whole fiasco?
Yeah. So apparently Bob Gale was calling them all up, saying we're doing a sequel. Who wants to come back? And obviously everyone was on board, except Crispin Glover wanted to. He was making demands that were more than what Michael J. Fox was asking for.
Right.
So Bob Gale said, "Nope." He said, "This is the deal. Get back to us in 2 weeks, or get back to your client. If we haven't heard from you in 2 weeks, we'll assume that he doesn't want to do it." And
Was
that's
it his
what happened.
agent demanding too much, you think?
I who knows? Who knows? But what it resulted in was when they knew that there could be a possibility that Kristen Glover wasn't going to come back. They wrote in the storyline that George McFly had been shot, and then they wrote this scene here of him being hanging upside down. And Bob Gale's logic to that is like, well, it's great because if he doesn't want to do it, then we get a double and people won't really be able to see him properly and we'll get away with it.
They got like a mould of his face, though, hadn't they?
But he said that if he does want to do it, we get to hang him upside down for all this trouble it's caused us.
But I think that they thankfully resolved their issues. I think because he obviously came.
Well,
back
it got uglier than that because he sued them because they used a shot of him in this.
Yeah, that's
apparently
permission. Yeah.
And I think that kind of set a precedent. It was a new. It set
Yes,
a new
it was.
precedent
Yes, it was because as I was saying, I said a minute ago because I think they also had a makeup mould of his face. The actor wore,
right?
Because there's like a Crispin Glover kind of mould to his face, like a prosthetic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, because come like Alien 3, Michael Biehn, they're going to use his license, his face, and sort of, obviously kill him off, and it was his character. They can't do that without his permission and all this stuff. So they had to.
I think it was a result of this that created that law where Michael Biehn could stop them from using that prosthetic of him
without basically paying it.
Yeah.
So he got he got more money on Alien 3 than he did on Aliens. So
from that one little
photo of him.
Yeah. And he always says he regretted that. He regrets doing that.
Yeah,
Michael Biehn.
Yeah,
he said it was short-sighted of him. But
that's it. He said, if I said Dave Finch should pick one of your movies in future, then
exactly.
You can let me use it for free.
But
but the future there, they've got a widescreen TV.
Yeah, widescreen TV, flat screen TV. This is again, flat screen TVs were the stuff of a madman's dreams.
Yeah.
Back in 1989.
But who could watch 6 programs at once? It'd be an absolutely jarring mess.
But it's not that far. I mean, you think about the stuff we do now, where we're doing that. You've got stuff playing on YouTube, and whilst you're doing that, you're quickly looking at something else in another window and all that. It's a little bit like that. I love this. It's like, watch a little TV for a change. It's got all those. There's 3 things going on, but. So the stuff that starts coming, the model shots of the DeLorean that we start getting now, just the motion control, the way the DeLorean moves, the way it glides around, I'm sorry, but it just got me hard. It just really turned me on. This stuff was so cinematic. It was so. This was, Zemeckis and Ken Ralston knew how to make this DeLorean move in the air, knew how to make this model kind of glide around, and you see it a lot. But all this stuff, the way it whooshes around like that, and the way it sort of then steadies itself and then goes, this is all motion control models, guys. This is not an animated. So there's an animated wireframe that you can manipulate and get it to look right before you do the final renders and all that stuff. It's a motion control model against a blue screen, and the model's not moving. The camera's moving.
Well, they got a Shane Black and Fred Decker hydrator.
Yeah, Shane Black and Fred Decker.
That's one thing I want, is that one of those hydrate things.
Oh God, yeah,
look at that.
Amazing.
And this is why
this is
great
one of the main
effect shot.
This blew people's minds. Again, you got this wide shot, and panning around, basically just shooting it the way you would. It's pouring drinks into his own cups.
It's like green stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff Peter O'Toole drinks in Supergirl. Squirt.
Yeah, squirt. I love the way he does it. Dad, it's for you. I think he does that really well. It's like a teenage girl. Dad, it's for you.
Yeah, my sisters would run down the stairs, answer the phone, and go, "Dad, it's for you." It's
okay, and here we have Flea.
Was he?
Give it away now.
What's it?
He's from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I recognised him because I thought when I always saw the film, I always thought, who is this guy?
Yeah,
Where's he
and
come from?
apparently he just wanted to be in it. He came and auditioned. And
I love the look he gives though when he like hangs up. He looks to the left like he's talking to someone.
As if there's somebody else in the room.
Slimy look.
Yeah. Although my favourite look he gives is in Back to the Future 3 when he's up next to him in the car when he changes gear and he goes like that. So good, so funny.
Nobody calls me chicken.
Nobody. Oh, needles. I just love the 2 ties he's got on.
Oh, the 2 ties. God. Oh, at least have a piano key necktie, you know.
Yeah.
I invented that blue steel.
Okay, right now, could you get away with this?
McFry. McFry. He says he does say fly, doesn't
he? No.
Food dislikes.
Yeah, it just comes up with
beer. That's weird. Why would it have dislikes and stuff? I remember as a kid when I get like a instruction manual for a Street Fighter game, and say the character their likes and dislikes, like Ryu dislikes spiders. What do we need to know that? Are there spiders in the game?
No idea that a fax would come out in your toilet.
Yeah. Well, fax is a thing of the past. Some countries still, use them a lot. Like Japan uses faxes a lot. They back up everything.
Yeah, fax machines were a game changer. They really changed things.
I didn't. Yeah, my dad's still got a fax. Never received anything though.
Can't play.
I mean, Leah Thompson, she's great at playing an old lady. To play old, just got to hunch over a bit, haven't you? I complain a lot.
This is the worst bit of makeup, I think. I don't think this looks.
Look at that hair.
Yeah. Okay, but again, that shot, was mind blowing. Like, they both keel over in the same shot.
I love the neon blue, all the streets. That's the future should have neon.
Yeah, I want that. I want that now.
I think when I went to Vegas, they stripped out a lot of the neon, like a lot of the lighting. Like from a distance, you should be able to see like the whole city glow with neon. But now it's just like this orangey light, so it's like any other normal city.
Yeah. So
it's interesting why he died when he returns.
Yeah. The original idea with that because there's a deleted scene where you see him disappear.
That's right.
So he disappears out of existence, and apparently the idea is that the future that he's now created
is now killing him.
Is one where Lorraine shoots him before 2015. And so he doesn't exist in this future anymore.
Because the deleted scenes I remember, because Mark McClaw is in a scene where he's deleted, and you see the school as well all burnt down.
Yeah. You see that. Yeah,
that's a good shot as well. I don't know why they should have left that in. That was quite cool.
Yeah, I guess. Right. But that whole Biff disappearing in that timeline, it completely goes against the rules of that they set up. Right, this is the shot. This is the one where so look, that's a model, and then it's a real car that comes the other side of that lamppost.
Yeah,
and it's seamless.
Seamless, yeah.
It's incredible, and that basically the car just drove and went up on a couple of blocks just to make it have a little sort of hit the ground motion as it came round. But oh my god, it's so good.
None of us knocked her out again. essentially, well, she's fainted now,
Yeah.
but she's going to be out the entire picture now for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, exactly. You can really, you
I think
really
Elizabeth Shue
tell
was
there's
probably
a character they really didn't want.
Yeah, I think Elizabeth Shue was a little bit shafted. She's probably very excited to be in Back to the Future 2. You know, one of the biggest, a sequel to one of the biggest hits of the 80s, and it was a bit disappointing.
It's good, and it's all scummy, shitted up with graffiti and that, and packs of roaming dogs. It's brilliant. You can see that the whole thing just looks shitty now, rubbish everywhere.
And wasn't that was never behind them? As a power line behind them.
Yeah, I do think it was.
It was there.
I do think it was, but I remember when I was watching this, I was like, I never noticed.
Yeah,
that
I never
before.
noticed that before.
This is quite. This is good. I like this scene because this guy doesn't hold back. He really
Tries with a baseball bat.
He really tries to kill him with a baseball bat, and Michael J. Fox's reactions are brilliant.
He's always, as you said, he's always good at this little pratfalling, isn't he?
Brilliant physical comedy is amazing.
Free sucker! Oh, and obviously it's got all the Michael Jackson posters.
Yeah.
He's like trash in their room. What's that? Was that the dad in Friday? Have you seen Friday? Chris Tucker and Ice Cube. Fuck. Oh man,
I do recognise him. I'm sure I've seen him in other things.
It does seem familiar. Oh, the score here.
Oh,
there's a bit of Predator there.
Yeah.
You know, it's Sylvester sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
So.
The Sylvester way.
Yes, the right way.
I just always love these police cars that go flying around in the background, just so close to each other.
Yeah, it's like they're all joined.
Yeah.
Oh, Strickland with his shotgun.
Yep.
It's like the same guy who's in Masters of the Universe, isn't it, really?
Yep.
He goes, freeze, and they shoot the car, and he's like, holy shit.
Yeah. He's got a bulletproof vest on over his pajamas.
And fucking like all these shotgun shells wrapped around like fucking Rambo. Because he was kind of typecast, wasn't he? He's always playing these authoritative characters with a very short fuse.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was bloody good at it.
He's so good, yeah.
Bloody good at it. Yeah, I remember seeing this in the trailer. In the trailer, you saw Strickland come out yelling, "Eat legs, slackers," and firing off rounds of a shotgun. I was like, "What? What's going to happen in this movie?"
Wonderful. Crazy drunk pedestrian.
Pedestrian.
He smiles at him, yeah. I love because he was in a bunch of John Carpenter movies as well. Yeah, playing very kind of similar characters.
Yeah. So that's a great effect shot.
Yeah, that's wonderful, isn't it? Look, when I reviewed this film, it was kind of before Trump came into power, and I said that sort of Biff was just as evil as Trump, but maybe not as evil or something like that. As a joke, you know. But, it was like, but people sort of fail to realise that Bob Gale and Zemeckis based the character of this alternative Biff on Trump.
On Trump, yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
But you know, some people can't take a joke.
Oh yeah, no, don't start bringing politics into anything.
No.
I mean, not that you were just making an observation, and then it all just like setting off a hand grenade. But
Well, that's actually very similar to the casino in Vegas.
Yeah, it's totally based on it.
Which one was it? I've got a photo of it on my phone actually.
Yeah, I forget which one it is, but it's one of the original ones. Where is it? Well, I say original. The original ones that aren't there anymore at all. Well, right.
Yeah,
One of the ones that existed since
they
the 70s.
change it a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
They're constantly adjusting Vegas. They've got money. They've got so much money to piss away. They go, let's knock it down, build another one.
Yeah, it's Buford. I love it. Now start dropping in some things you're going to see in Back to the Future 3.
Oh, could you see that his great uncle?
Look, he's got the almanac right in his pocket. You can see it right there.
Yeah. Oh, it's the plaza.
Yeah, right. Yes, that's it. Yep.
Toxic waste disposal. Fucking hell.
Heavily legalised.
Billy Zane. I love Billy Zane in this because they made him fat as well. But I love him when they see him in the future, and in the past, 55, where he's like, how do you change so fast?
How does he change his clothes so fast?
Fucking love it.
We can do this the easy
He's got this
way
kind of
or the
Elvis
hard
kind
way.
of, kind of wedding style thing, going on.
I love the way he snogs the tongue going in, and it just cuts to Marty's face, going ah. It's great. Boom, the easy way. And here we go. Here we start the first of the repeats of the waking up in bed.
You got so big. It's like, it's like this kind of a fake bust they've put on her, I think, or maybe it's hers. I don't know.
No, it is a fake bust.
Yeah.
Looking like a washed up old Vegas hag.
Yeah.
Big. Okay, he's all right. He's brilliant in this. He is brilliant. What I love about this is the audience have no explanation as to why this has happened yet.
No,
we go through a good sort of 20, 25 minutes of Marty just being lost in this world he doesn't understand.
It's I mean, I would presume some people, probably knew that because Biff's gone back.
You obviously know that's
But the movie, you're not. For most people, they're not playing catch up at this point. They're just as confused as Marty.
Yeah.
When we see that sequence coming up shortly, when Doc Brown shows you the simple kind of change
it in
in
a
timeline,
line,
it's wonderful.
So good.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great. But these guys, these actors were they loved doing this. They could just get grotesque and there's Leah Thompson here with these things. You can have them. You can have them. I like the way she does this. I think it's really genuine the way she suddenly changes when he threatens the kids.
Anything that threatens her children. She just that's how she does
that's
it.
Why she's there.
She's only with him to protect her children.
Yeah, he's got her over the barrel.
Yeah.
So you're my Uncle Joey. Still one of the greatest gags in cinema history.
Oh, the dad there, that moment is brilliant, isn't he? Mm-hmm.
It just storms out. But I also remember when when we go to the graveyard and it's all dramatic with the lightning and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then when Doc turns up, the relief you felt
Yeah.
because suddenly oh God, here's somebody else that A is going to be as confused as Marty, but B
He's
is
the only one who
going
can help him.
Gonna
Yeah.
know what's going on.
Yeah. Because we're now seeing a version of Doc, because we spent so long in the first one with one who's kind of lost his confidence.
Yeah.
And trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
With this one, he's like full on,
Oh, he's
scientist.
He's a boss. He knows.
He's the boss, and
he
he's
knows
completely
what's going on.
level-headed.
Yeah.
He's still slightly eccentric. But
Yeah, but you'd trust him with anything. He's like Spock, basically. You're like, he's gonna know. He's gonna figure this out no matter what.
And because of their experience together in the past and in the future as well, from now on, from part 2 and onwards, he's basically his father. He's kind of surrogate father.
Yeah.
I love this kind of industrial backdrop as well.
Yeah.
How everything's just become so more polluted and messy, and
the Biff effect.
it's been biffed. Oh my god, he died before Enter the Dragon came out. Oh god.
He died before Jaws came out.
Oh, he died before Bruce Lee as well.
George McFly never got to see Jaws. How tragic is that? That's the real tragedy. Yeah.
Wait, wow, he must have been waiting around for a while.
This is such a good duo.
Yeah.
Here they are on. They're stuck in an adventure now, but now they're together. You're like, right. We're going to sort this.
You mentioned the public library. They showed the public library in the third one, don't they?
Yes.
That's wonderfully shot, that library. I remember that bit being so well photographed. Did you ever watch the cartoon of Back to the Future?
No, I saw bits of it every now and then when it would happen to be on a Sunday morning.
I wasn't particularly a fan of it. I think when they were repeating it, I was kind of a bit too old for it at that point.
But it's also, to me, it's like, Back to the Future is these guys and Zemeckis and Gale. It's not, you can carry on the adventures of characters as much as you like, but it's the filmmakers and the guys. So this just was so simple. The way he explains this,
yeah,
and I don't understand why people were confused by this movie.
Science can't be any more simpler.
Well, Robert Zemeckis said that when he was making Contact, when he was doing that Carl Sagan, the Carl Sagan said to him that Back to the Future 2 is probably the best time travel movie ever made.
Wow.
In terms of how it deals with time travel. And
I would still like to have those receipts they've got there. Sort of the sort of transparent plastic.
Things,
That's great. It's like cinema tickets have got even cheaper now. Like they used to have a proper card, rip. Now it's just a bit of paper.
They're just receipt. They're
receipt
just like
now.
receipts.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even have them anymore.
No, it's just a phone, isn't it?
Yeah, I just have a barcode on that's emailed to me on the phone. Just walking a blip. Which I suppose is good for the environment, but
I just like keeping my cinema tickets.
I've still got a collection of cinema tickets, like opening night cinema tickets at the Odeon Leicester Square and the Empire Leicester Square. Still got those somewhere.
Oh, I got a Canon Films cinema ticket the other week inside this book I bought. Came with it. I'll show it later.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll keep saying it, but I still want a DeLorean, despite the car being a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, this movie. Well, I want a flying one.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
If I ever make enough money, I'll buy a DeLorean.
if I make
One
enough
day
money,
dream.
if I make enough money, I'm reinstalling the Back to the Future ride in my house. That's what I'm doing.
Well, just you can do it cheap one, Brad. All you got to do, like, just watch it on like get someone to release it on Blu-ray, and I would sit behind the chair and just shake it. Sit in the
One of
chair.
those crappy video versions of it, which show about. I think they show about not even a quarter of the picture. Because if you showed the whole picture, everything would be tiny because the whole thing was wrapped around you. But yeah, shaking. I loved that ride so much. In fact, the girl that's in Biff's gang in the future,
Yes.
she appears in the ride. The actress,
does she?
Yeah, she does like the pre-safety check before you get in the cars.
I love this moment here because it's still sowing the seeds. What's going to happen later?
Oh yeah, it's total foreshadowing.
So clever. I love it.
But because I knew they were doing a Western one next. And so when I was watching this, I was like going, all right, okay. I think I know something's going to happen.
Well, were you quite excited when you saw the sort of teaser trailer for number 3 at the end of this?
Yeah, hell yeah. But all this is all being shot like a Western. Like, these shots here.
Mm.
Like when he stands there and you're looking through his legs.
Yeah, his legs, yeah.
It's a Western, And he's got his arm on his belt like a gunslinger.
I love the sort of reversed film, don't they? When he throws, he goes, "Hey, Bev, look!" And he
What the
throws
hell is that?
the sort of the tray of all the matches.
Oh, right,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what he says. There's just one thing you've forgotten. What the hell is that? So he keeps trying that trick.
When he jumps off the side of the building, and Biff's just like,
Idiot. Idiot. Which then that then leads
knocks
to
him out,
that then leads to one of my favourite shots of the DeLorean when I don't believe it, and then that shot of the DeLorean flying around.
fucking love that bit.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah. I hate manual. That watch. Oh, I've got that watch. It's a guy off YouTube, Tristano. He sent me one of those watches. I love his kind of forehead. It's kind of like a Dick Tracy kind of villain, of like forehead,
big brow.
Yeah, the brow. You think that would be a bit thicker, from all the betting from like 19 whatever it is to 2000. They could be ginormous, encyclopedia style.
Big encyclopedia, just like a little pamphlet. It's that tasteless suit he's wearing in there.
Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? I think it actually maybe can be sped up.
Up, yeah.
Yeah, it's on a wire, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love people running around with like no trousers on, like slippers on, chasing after people. It's always it's just ripe for comedy.
It's always amusing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, what did he say?
Yeah. He's like,
It's like he's trying to walk. He's trying to run while holding in a shit.
yeah.
Turtle in
Okay,
here.
this is brilliant. I never like. It took me a while to figure out how this worked. This double stairway thing. How
Oh yeah.
how Marty
Oh, 'cause he's jumped
hides
over
from
it.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he jumps out of that. Yeah. It's so simple. And then up he goes.
That's a model.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really good. This bit
only
kind of reminds me of the end of Last Action Hero.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice and neat.
It's interesting that Lorraine never had any kids with Biff.
No.
But, well, to them it was pretty just like, look, we don't need any more characters in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, it's just...
Idiot. Okay, this is so cool. Boom. Look at that. Right. Okay. Right. This is one of my favourite motion control model shots ever. This one. Where it goes over the red light.
And they did the light as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
This bit here.
Yeah. This is great. Oh man, so good.
It's a dramatic shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Yeah, they really
Trailer
knew
fodder
how,
moment,
Yeah,
that is.
oh yeah, totally. They really knew how to shoot that model. Now, when I was a kid, I wrote an essay about this film that got me an A+.
Oh, wow.
And basically breaking it down and coming up with all these ideas and things and pinpointing the fact that in 1955, there's a small moment in time where there's 3 DeLoreans in the same time in the same place at the same time.
Yes, there's one.
Yeah.
There's one hidden away
There'll be
in the cave.
Yep.
And then there's
And there'll be one from the first film, and then there'll be one from this one.
Yeah.
You know, and how Doc's theory there that it's a junctional point of the whole space-time continuum is correct.
Yeah.
Because of that.
That's
because
good.
the DeLorean is in three versions of the DeLorean at the same time.
Well done, Brad. Have another A+.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, whoa! This is one of my favourite pieces of staging ever. This is Zemeckis' genius. This bit here, this one shot where Doc Brown is explaining.
Oh,
there's
he's
2 of me
camera,
here. Yeah, and he
one's
looks
back.
off camera.
Yeah.
and it goes. And then Michael Douglas comes out and sort of looks like, what was he looking at? And it goes back. And this is amazing.
It's good comedic timing.
Yeah, one day I'm gonna copy this, like as a homage. I've got to, because I love this. This is so perfect.
I love the little briefcase he has with all the money.
Yes,
For all the different times. Yeah, it's great.
A man prepared. Okay, here we go. This is it. Recheck it. look at. And then goes, and then look at this turn he does. Oh God, I love that. It's so good. It's the.
I love how he's also wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which is kind of a bit like most effects artists wear. You know, when you see him being interviewed, like Ken Ralston will be wearing one. You know,
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Something inconspicuous.
it's like the Blues Brothers
Yeah,
or something. You know?
Where are you going? That's got to be someone doing that voice. Someone that.
What are you talking about?
This is brilliant.
Frozen.
This is frozen.
Go get
it.
Good throw. The way he kind of walks as well, because he walks a kind of like bowed feet slightly, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that music sound, man. Because now he's now showing you like a different side of the street where we hadn't seen before, you know, but it's still part of the same kind of set, wasn't it?
Yep. So now, okay, wait. This is a tracking shot. This is all Vista Glide. Because look, boom, here he comes.
Go. Yeah, old Biff. Because old Biff is kind of more of a kinder character, isn't he? Because it's the one that, you know, he's still got the temper, but he's because it's the Biff of the corrected 85.
Yeah, it's basically he's obviously bitter, but with how his life turned out, but. He's really selling that as an old man, remembering something of his past.
Oh, because it's Roger Rabbit guy.
Yep. Yeah, this is Charlie Fry, who was in the future. He's the guy that tried to
sell him the clock tower.
Get him the clock tower thing. Yeah,
because he was a weird story. Where he was on TV, like a BBC program. They're talking about Roger Rabbit, but he talked about when he made it. Because it was at LC Studios and they were finishing up Superman 4, but there were the crew of Superman 4 like, ooh, pointing at him going, that's Roger Rabbit?
Yeah.
That's a bit weird.
Everyone
was like, what?
Because he would dress up as the rabbit.
Yeah.
Just for a laugh.
They all thought it was like taking the piss, you know, what is going on?
This was always my favourite scene.
He's such a perv, man.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it's borderline a bit rapey, isn't he?
Oh, very well.
Yeah.
I mean, the
first one. Yeah.
He literally,
sure.
literally is.
Yeah. I've been a little bit too kind there, wasn't I? Yeah. Okay, he's a rapist. Yeah.
Screen door battleship.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
It's leave, you idiot. Make like a tree and leave. Okay, this is Vista Glide as well.
What are you doing, my car, old man?
Yeah. Like, what are you doing in my car, old man? So right.
There's a slightly different grading, isn't there now?
Yeah.
Because he looks a bit from the left looks slightly more faded, like the colour grain.
Yeah.
But it's, it's still pretty smooth.
Again, it's still amazing. If you look very closely, you can see wobble in the matte line. But you've got to be looking for it, Right. So this is amazing. So that's obviously a double playing young Biff there.
Yeah, looking out.
So as he drives it in, and then we track back, and now we're in a split screen. This is Michael J. Fox popping up and down in the background. But yeah, Zemeckis says that when they first screened this movie, when he hands the book to himself, someone at the back of the cinema yelled out, "How the hell did they do that?" and Zemeckis was like, "Yep, job done." Because apparently in the shot coming up where in the same shot he does it, obviously it's going through the split line between the two of them, but it's the actual book is on an arm, a controlled arm, motion control arm, so the actual book does the same movement, at exactly the same pace.
I love how he just refers to him as old man.
Yeah.
He has like, a disdain for older people,
Yeah.
doesn't he? I like that little musical cue
Yeah.
of curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. Great strings. Okay, this is it. So that's on a controlled arm, so that
Oh yes,
yeah,
you can tell.
yeah, it's a
How did he do that?
yeah. And people were like, yeah, apparently it got yelled out. How did they do that? Again, this stuff flies by all the time now because it's
Yeah.
so easy to do. But
It just kind of like Biff turned into Dennis Muren, didn't he?
Dennis Muren. This whole kind of final act, it's just one.
Big love letter to the first one. you
Yeah,
know.
but it's one disaster after the other. You
Oh,
know?
of course,
It's like
of course, yeah, yeah.
just
As soon as he gets the magazine, he's lost it.
Anything
you know,
can go.
it's-
Yeah, exactly. The magazine just goes.
But also, he's got to get the magazine and make sure everything stays the same
Yeah,
for his first outing. you
Yeah.
know.
yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. What would you say? What would you say is probably the weakest movie of '89? What was of all the summer movies you went to see?
Oh.
What biggest blunder? I know.
Ghostbusters too.
Oh, okay.
Of the big ones.
What about Star Trek 5?
I think. Oh yeah, Star Trek 5.
Karate Kid 3?
Maybe Karate Kid 3. I didn't see it. I didn't see Karate Kid 3. Yeah. I guess. Star Trek 5. Yeah. Ghostbusters 2. Yeah. Was it? I think it was. Was it the same year as Teen Wolf 2?
Oh, that's a good question. I think Teen Wolf 2 is it 88 maybe?
Was that 88?
87? Oh. Because Teen Wolf was released after Back to the Future, but they delayed it.
It was made before because it wasn't a cinema movie; it was a TV movie that they then re-released.
I don't think it was because I watched the making of and they didn't mention a TV movie.
I'm pretty sure it was. It wasn't intended as an international theatrical movie. Teen Wolf. But they changed the release plan of it when Back to the Future.
Because you mentioned
went nuts.
Ghostbusters 2 being sort of one of the sort of disappointing films. I mean, because I remember reactions at the time, people just hated that movie, and you were saying people didn't really like Back
people
to the
didn't
Future
really like this either,
as much as the first one, and it's strange at the time. People have become more sort of they quite like Ghostbusters 2 now. Well, this is kind of still. It's actually got more popular.
It's warmed on to it. Yeah, I think
this did good
people
money.
know.
I mean, everyone went to see it.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, yeah.
Just,
I mean, people didn't hate this film. People were just disappointed and confused by it. It wasn't didn't have the warmth and charm of the first one, so that meant everyone thought it was rubbish. But whereas I was just like, no, you misunderstanding this movie. It's insanely brilliant. But I think for me, you're talking there two movies like this and Ghostbusters 2. For me personally, you're looking at how to do a sequel well and how to do a sequel badly. For me, this is a brilliant way to do a sequel, and Ghostbusters 2 is, for me, a really bad way to do a sequel. There's a nervous little "I don't agree" laugh from you over there.
Well, no. I agree with Ghostbusters 2 because it just repeats the first one really for the majority of it, and but I sort of love the whole Vigo. I like Vigo as a sort of villain actually, and the sort of the backstory he had, but it's it feels very kind of tired. I mean, a lot of people in the film they don't seem interested in what they're making.
Well, the only thing for me worth watching
great,
in it is Peter McNichol.
Oh yeah, he steals the film.
Who's the hero of Dragon Slayer?
Which I completely because I mentioned to Brad earlier because I was miles away. I kind of watched Dragon Slayer for the first time.
We'll go on to hang on. We just got Christopher Lloyd talking to Christopher Lloyd here in one shot, and the timing is sublime. It's so good.
Yeah.
And obviously, you can, and then again, if you look carefully on some of the moves, you can see the lamppost wobble a little bit and that. But look at it, it's insane. And then a blue screen, Christopher Lloyd comes walking in there. It's
That
nuts.
doesn't look blue screen. There's no matte line.
Well, there's loads of blue screen stuff in this movie that you don't that looks amazing. The worst, there's one particularly bad one, which is
where he's on the hoverboard trying to escape. That looks just like, well, it's just a bit of a crusty ILM blue screen shot, isn't it?
So coming up here, I think, is the shot that they got, that Crispin Glover went nuts about. That one.
Ah, right.
Because there he is.
It's just recycled footage, though, isn't it? They could have actually been. They could have used footage from camera B or something like that, a different take, to show the audience a slightly different shot. You know what I mean? Instead of recycling the first footage. But
I'm guessing they didn't have anything.
Maybe not. Maybe
I'm sure they would.
May have been a single camera setup.
Yeah.
Oh la la.
Ooh la la. I love this.
Bit of ankles and elbow.
And then the whip pan to Strickland, and then So the original script for this was what eventually became 2 and 3, and it was massively long, obviously, and so they wanted to go back to the Old West. They wanted to do all of that. But I think they kind of knew that they had too much for one movie, and they handed the script into to Sid Sheinberg, and he was like, "This is going to be the most expensive movie ever." He said they had it budgeted at like $65 million or something, and so then, but then Bob Gale called him up and said, "Look, I've got some good news and some bad news for you." He said, "We can. We're not going to have Back to the Future 2 ready. That's the bad news for the summer of '89, which is when they wanted it."
Right.
He said, but the good news is we'll have Back to the Future 2 ready for you for the summer for Christmas '89, and Back to the Future 3 for the summer of 1990. And Sid Sheinberg was like, he said it just shows how different the world was then. He was like, "Stop talking to me about Back to the Future. Just give me Back to the Future 2." Like the whole idea of. And again, this is something that people probably don't realize, that this completely changed the approach to shooting franchise movies. The idea of shooting Back to the Future 2 and 3 at the same time as one big movie, that had never been done before. Well, it had been done before with the Salkins and Richard Lester, two of the
Musketeer
movies. Yeah. And
they attempted to do it with Superman, didn't they?
And they attempted to do it, but they abandoned that kind of halfway through. So,
and then said that whoever continued on, the Matrix didn't had that, and Lord of the Rings, they shot all 3, didn't they?
Well, yeah, but that was all. But
that's kind of
Peter Jackson only attempted that because he could talk to Zemeckis about it, because Zemeckis, obviously had pulled it off in a big way with this. And Peter Jackson knew Zemeckis very well, because Zemeckis produced
the Frighteners.
The Frighteners, yeah. So Peter Jackson always says that Robert Zemeckis had a huge influence on them deciding to shoot the Lord of the Rings the way they did, because of these 2 movies. And now, and again, it's like the idea that the studio head would be like, stop thinking too far ahead. Just give me the next sequel. It's like,
It's funny that it was like with Ghostbusters when they made that. You know, the studio just wanted a hit for the summer, and I said, look, you know, we've got this idea for Ghostbusters. Okay, here's the money. Go. We want it delivered for the summer.
yeah,
You know, go make it. You know, there's not all this kind of constant script rewrites or changes and stuff. It's just like the studio trusted
yeah.
Aykroyd and Reitman and things like that. But well, in some cases, it may still be simple in that way for some studios. But I think there's just so much risk.
Very rare.
Yeah, you know, because everything is a gamble.
Yeah.
You know, making movies is a massive gamble.
Well, it always was, but
Yeah.
but now they're just gambling so much. They're constantly betting the farm on a single franchise, and you know, studios go down, and you know, why do you think Disney just bought Fox? You know, it's because the stability of it is just not there anymore. And Spielberg predicted a few years ago, and he got a lot of shit for it, but he predicted that, guys, if things keep going the way they're going, studios are going to be falling based on one single disaster.
Yeah.
And it's getting to that point.
The budget's just getting too fucking big.
It's stupid. It's ludicrous.
Because they just want to. Because the budgets are so big because they can, for them to make last minute changes all the time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes. Yeah. They went. Yeah. Films. I'm sure I've probably
To
bored
appease a
people with this before.
demographic. You know.
Yeah, but they want to the studios want it all done in CGI, so that they can manipulate everything right up until the last minute. They never have to settle.
No.
You know, and whereas back in these days, you had to trust the filmmaker because, you know, when it was a print, it was a print. You know, when you committed to something, that was it. You couldn't redo it. Now this was genius. I remember
It's so
thinking,
clever, isn't it? Cause now you're seeing stuff from a different angle.
Yeah.
You know, like.
but he's Biff's got the almanac, and it's like it's all over. But then suddenly, oh no! But there's something that happens in the original movie that's going to help me out.
I think he stole his wallet.
Yeah,
I love that
He
bit.
took his wallet.
This bit like Pee Wee.
I always hated this guy's voice though, that doubles for George. I
Oh
always
yeah.
hated that.
Are you okay? Yeah, it's a bit off.
That's from the first movie in that shot. Who is that guy?
Okay, buddy, let's back up now. Let's back up. Everybody just back up. Give him a little bit of room. Okay, I know CPR. What's CPR?
Yo.
That is such a vicious punch. Okay, here's a great bit of model work coming up soon. When the DeLorean flies up from here and gets caught on the
The bunting.
it's so good.
He's in disguise. So funny.
Right, yeah, this shot. I love this shot. And he gets caught on the flags. There's a nice bit here where when he's playing Johnny Be Good and Marty he looks at himself and
Isn't
just
it
sort
not
of
Yeah.
nods.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, not bad.
Was that the other shot, wasn't it? Because when he climbs up the top and goes above him, you can see the
Yeah.
optical where.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
a
dodgy-
bit too ambitious, weren't they?
Yeah.
I think. That's it. Love this bit.
It's a brilliant delivery.
They love standing and pointing.
Yeah,
There he
yeah,
is.
there he is. Get him. This is amazing. It's like, they're going to jump me, the other me.
Me, get out of there. The other bees, what's up on stage playing Johnny Be Good?
Hey, Scott. Don't cross the streams.
Yeah.
Oh. Like he's helping, you know. It's like everyone came back apart from Crispin Glover. You know, even the music performers. You know.
Yep. Yep. Everyone's there.
God, I don't know how the actor can wear. I'm sure I said this before, but I don't know. The actor can wear those 3D glasses. Just
Constantly.
drives your vision bonkers.
Mm. Here he is making his phone call to his cousin.
Yeah, it's the blue screen stuff,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah. It's not bad. I mean, it's the colour's still there, but you've got the shimmering,
There's just
the
there's
blue
just
around his
a
hair.
dodge around the edges of him. Yeah, but again,
so
it's a whole
difficult to isolate.
But it's a whole motion control shot, you know. It's- I love the way this is cut, the way it falls to the final note when the guitar goes ding. And goes
Give him a second whack, then we'll let him go.
yeah.
You guys aren't ready for that yet. But the kids are gonna love it.
And sandbagged.
Hey Doc, Stats, everything's cool.
Right. I'll be landing at the schoolroom in about 1 minute.
I'll be there.
That's great.
That's great.
Great tracking shot
That's
there as
such a
well.
great- yeah.
That was good.
It's so seamless that. Okay, this is great. This
Yeah, because he literally just comes right in frame.
yeah.
It's great because it pulls focus on them.
Yeah.
That goes out of focus in the background, so
yeah.
you can hide the
So,
actor.
yeah,
impersonating
literally just
Crispin.
as you're about to see
Yeah,
George's
yeah.
face.
So clever.
It pulls focus. Yeah,
Wonderful.
Like, the timing is incredible. And it
pulls focus
shot
there.
here, yeah.
He did look a bit like a Dick Tracy villain again. Everyone else did.
This shot where he knocks himself out of the door. It's just insane.
God, let's go! It
I
always
know.
drives me nuts.
I know.
It's fucking ego.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just love the way he's looked at him like, like is that him? Was I remember, when I was first watching this, I was like, "Oh, holy crap! How long? How much more can we do this?" I mean, in a good way, not in a "oh come on," but in a "oh god, why isn't this so easy?"
Tension, mate.
Yeah,
it's working.
It's great. And there's another great shot coming up here where the tree shadows on the model are perfectly in sync with the tree shadows of the background plate. This one here.
yeah.
If you watch the way where it comes into the light, like
There
that,
we go. Yeah,
and then look, it's so good.
that's very clever.
There he is, Doc. Let's land on him. We'll cripple his car.
Marty, he's in a 46 Ford. We're in a DeLorean. He ripped to us like we were tinfoil.
See, it's interesting. I mean, we always have these conversations about effects, modern CGI effects, and old school opticals and motion control models and stuff. And there is still, I just don't understand it. There's still just something dynamic about a lot of these shots that I don't know whether.
I think once you sort of you look into it and piece it together, you appreciate that someone's actually made a miniature and created a sequence that way instead of doing it within the computer where it's it's not say it's easy to do it in a computer.
Yeah.
It's still a very complicated process, but I think you end up appreciating it more because you know it's something physically shot.
I think that I just think it's just more it's filmmaking as opposed whereas CGI is closer to animation.
Yeah.
Whereas models and and opticals and all that stuff is still more in the filmmaking realm, and I don't. I try not to be. I try to be objective about it because obviously there's old school effects that look awful, but even ones that look awful, there's just something uniquely filmmaking about the look.
Yeah.
It's something you don't see anywhere else. Whereas slightly dodgy CGI looks like a computer game. It looks like something.
Yeah.
It looks like a whole different medium.
It's not movie making.
Yeah.
Then,
So I guess there's something there about that, but you look at the dynamism of some of the shots in this, and I mean in particular, I still say you look at the end space battle of Return of the Jedi, and it's better than anything that you see now, just in the pure choreography and dynamism of the shots. So it's like
I can't remember how many times I've seen the ending of Jedi.
Yeah,
so many times just to put that sequence on just for the
it's
entertainment value.
Yeah, it's incredible, but I don't know whether there's just something about the physicality of shooting models and shooting and designing shots physically like that just lends itself to being just more cinematic. The way, whereas now you feel you take a still image of a lot of the stuff now, and it's incredible. It's insane what they're showing us in Avengers and things like that. But the sequences still just they just feel they just don't feel that dynamic to me. And
well, it's like as a kid when I started doing repeats of Thunderbirds, it was you knew there sort of had puppets there, so you can see the wires, but it was seeing those miniatures and things blow up was just so exciting.
Oh God, yeah.
And it was like, but in 1991 or 2 when I was watching it, it was nearly 30 years old at that point. Thunderbirds was
absolutely, yeah,
and it was just it still worked. It still excited children, and Thunderbirds came back and it was popular again.
Yeah,
people went crazy for it for a couple of years.
That's quite a cool thing. The way he flips around the roof of the tunnel with the hoverboard.
Oh, definitely.
It's actually really cool.
This is the only wobbly shot I think in the film, really.
Yeah, this is the worst one.
It feels like a quickly rushed shot that just threw in.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Although one of the worst opticals in the whole trilogy is in 3 when Doc Brown is on the hoverboard.
Oh right, yeah, when he flies off with
which, to be fair, is a very, very difficult shot for them to have done, but it's still pretty dodgy. But the model stuff in Back to the Future 3 is insane. That train,
the
model of that train,
that coast
is
at the end,
absolute,
fucking
but the whole
bonkers.
stuff. I mean, 90% of the shots of the train in that sequence are models.
Yeah,
it's brilliant, absolutely frigging brilliant. I've always loved that shot, even though it's a bit dodgy looking. That shot looking up at him. There's just something.
It's weird because you're
something,
seeing
sort
the
of-
four lights of the car
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
And
There's just something almost. It's just something magical about it.
yeah. I love this bit. I hate when you. He does so much shit coming
Yeah.
on him, hasn't he?
It comes out of his mouth.
Oh.
Right. Okay. Now it's like, you're in my wheelhouse here. Got a freaking flying car. You got a lightning storm. You got Alan Silvestri's drums doing it. Oh god, I love this whole sequence. And then the way it ends, the way this film ends, it's brilliant. And especially when you first saw this, you didn't know. You're like, how the hell are they going to get out of this? How's this going to work? And then the car turns up, and you're like, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's
You're getting too excited,
yeah,
Brad.
yeah. I just love it. Look, I love that visual of the car, the DeLorean,
That's hovering in the air.
hovering around with the lightning storm behind it. It's just magical.
Now he's got to burn it.
Yep. Here we go. And this is all the funny sort of.
And it's great because he got the matches from this office.
This stuff would never happen.
Yeah.
Just the, but it's all it's all part of the fun. There just happens to be a photograph of Doc Brown in the same position, only he's being commended rather than committed. And that stuff's great. I love it. Because it's so stupid, but it's brilliant. Look, George McFly honoured, and it's the same picture of him. It's like
It should be something funny like that. Doc Brown's like it changes him like eating a burger, like wins an eating competition or something.
Exactly. This is it. Look, he's in exactly being commended. It's brilliant. Just going to go and open the Time Institute for Back to the Future, the ride. Okay. Here we go. Ah.
Well, that was a big chunky bit of lightning.
Chunky
that was.
bit of lightning. This shot here with the lightning striking around the DeLorean. This stuff. This shot here coming up. Oh, I love that. I just love that.
I love the little trail it makes when it disappears.
when it flips round and it's like leaves
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh, it's so good.
It's like
you could just
it's like 2 9s.
yeah,
or
it's
something.
2.9. I always used to, before Back to the Future 3 came out, I used to be convinced there was some significance to that until someone pointed out, no, it's just the fire
Bet you
trap.
were- bet you
It's
were-
just flipped around really fast.
You're on forums back in the day.
Yep.
Or writing letters into Starburst
Yep.
or something.
Yeah, it was all Starburst and Starlog and chatting with your mates in the playground. That's what it was.
So many
whilst your other mates were going out and
so
making
many
out
mad
with girls.
predictions like, there's going to be a sequel to this film, and you try and think of it when you're a kid.
Yeah.
And you got one mate who's a compulsive lie. He goes, no, I saw it. It actually came out. I saw it on pirate video. You go, yeah, whatever. Fucking scumbag.
Yeah. So this is right. So you were like, everyone was literally like, how
How the fuck was he going to do?
how's he going to get out of this?
Well, then you remember.
Yeah. Oh my god, this is so clever. I love it. The way Michael J. Fox reacts to the guy when he goes, "I've got something for you," and just as he goes to pull the letter out of his pocket,
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox reacts as if he's going to pull out a gun. It's great.
It's actually chucking it down, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it. It's all sinister, but the guy's actually just a complete knobhead.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah,
a
you think it's you think he's like something for the FBI or
yeah,
something.
exactly. You think he's like something sinister. He's just from the post.
Because I've seen this actor before. He's in something else.
Yeah, he's been in a few things, hasn't he? I've got something for you. What's the way he reacts? It's just like
That's impossible. Who the hell are you?
Western Union. Actually, a bunch of us at the office were kind of hoping maybe you could shed some light on the subject. So we've had that envelope in our possession for the past 70 years.
then
think-
suddenly,
I think he might be in like Happy Gilmore. I think that's where I
Right.
saw him last.
But it's brilliant. It's that moment when he says we've had that in our possession the last 70 years. Both the audience and Alan Silvestri at the same time get it. It's like suddenly the music comes in. You're like, oh my God, he went back to the past and he's left them. Yes.
Yeah, 70 years, 2 months, 12 days to be exact. Here, sign on line 6, please. Here you are.
And then one of the greatest cuts in cinema history. There's only one man who can save me. And it just cuts to the old Doc. Well, not old Doc, but Doc from the first film.
My calculations are correct. We will receive this letter immediately after you saw the Gordian struck by lightning. First, let me assure you that I'm alive and well. I've been living
It's brilliant. The Doc will never let him down. You know, he just won't let him down. He will
It's
make
so
sure.
weird that it's like he's got a message
Yeah.
instantly to say I'm okay.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah,
years ago. You know?
exactly. But
That's the beauty of time travel.
Yeah. Wait, this is so good.
The music, dun dun dun. I love the guy. He's so enthusiastic to help him as
yeah,
well.
Yeah. And it just cuts to Doc.
He runs through the town. There's like loads of gremlins attacking it. What film am I in?
See, look, all these effects from 1985 still marry up with how
they
this
do.
movie looks. You know. Okay. So this is still the original. I think it's when he's cheering and it cuts.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought to myself, he looks a bit too young there.
Yep, that right. So now
Yeah.
this is new footage because this is in this shot. Michael J. Fox comes running around the corner. The music is so good when he does it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Like Christopher Lloyd's reaction is
Oh,
priceless.
it's like Can we just
Poor bloke after everything he's been
go
through.
emotional roller coaster? Can we just faint?
It's so good. And then the words "to be concluded." And then we had this
Dun, dun,
trailer
dun,
for,
dun,
yeah,
dun.
and it was like, oh my God.
Timmy Flair.
McFly. The Silvestri score for this is so good. The score for 3 is brilliant.
Oh yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
yeah. When I was a kid, I didn't like 3. I mean, as I got older, I just absolutely love it because the Western kind of theme. I mean, because as you know, us being Brits,
Yeah.
the Western isn't our
Yeah, it's not our genre.
our genre,
Yeah.
no.
Although, but my dad loved westerns, and it was
My dad quite liked them
definitely-
as well. I think if you're part of that age as well, part of the 60s
And
and
of course,
the 50s, you know, it's got this
and
as
those
part
are,
of TV
when
and
I
stuff.
get to a certain age, then obviously the classic westerns that are wonderful, I love. But
I love the best bit number 3. He goes, picks up the plate. Oh, frisbee, far out.
Yeah, far out. He goes, what do you mean by that? It's right in front of him.
Oh, that was great, man. I watched this for I think maybe about a year and a half. So it's been
Right, yeah. I think it's wonderful. Again, the first Back to the Future I think is almost it's perfection.
Yeah,
I love it. It's literally one of my top 3. You know, for me, it's that Raiders and E.T. are the 3 favorite movies of mine.
of your youth or all time.
Of all time,
Right.
that were at the time and have stood the test of time, and now I look back on as a filmmaker and go, yeah, no, these films are perfect. But there's just something about this movie that is just so much fun and plays with time travel, and and literally just goes nuts. Basically, Zemeckis and Gale
Yeah.
just went nuts.
Let's see what
This
we can
film.
do with time
Yeah,
travel, you know.
Come on, let's push this. Let's do this, and let's not make a safe sequel. Let's do something.
That is risk, huge
yeah,
risk.
Yeah, and again, like I said, it people didn't quite respond to it at the time. It obviously was very successful, but it critically and everyone was just like, nah, it wasn't like the first one, and which is what I loved
Yeah.
about it.
And also because it doesn't have a definitive ending to it.
No,
you know,
exactly.
it's the middle act
yeah.
now.
Which, but I got that. You know, to me, that all made sense because I knew there was a third one. I knew they were shooting the two at the same time. So, you know, you sort of gleaned that sort of information, even though you didn't know what was going to happen in them.
Yeah.
So then you had that little trailer for the third one that come out. And that was the first time I saw any imagery of the third one. You know, you had no idea
No.
what they were doing with the third one, and then suddenly you saw all that stuff, and you're like, "Oh my god, and it's nearly ready! It's nearly ready!" Yeah,
And you had to wait 6 months.
yeah, 6
you know.
months, and then that came out.
Yeah, that's quite a quick turnaround. I remember the Matrix. I mean, Reloaded. I remember coming out Reloaded, being really annoyed by that movie at the time.
I don't like.
I mean,
the
a bit
Matrix
disappointed
movies
with it,
very much.
and I didn't bother to see Revelations,
Yeah,
or Revolutions, whatever it's called. And then I saw it when it came out to DVD, but at the theatre it had a huge kind of drop off. Like everyone was disappointed with the third one.
Yeah.
So you got this middle act kind of story that everyone did. Well, some people loved, some people just kind of didn't care about. And then
Yeah.
we don't care about it. And then you got the third one, which didn't do very well. So you
Yeah.
got this kind of
No,
unfortunate.
exactly.
kind of-
They all petered
finale.
out. But whereas these movies kept it. People were up. Cause I do remember when it then came out on video, and I showed it. My dad never saw it in the cinema, so this was kind of literally at the beginning of where I started going to the cinema without my parents, and my dad knew that I was going nuts about it, and he said, "Right, finally, let me see it." And I was getting ready for him to be the same as everybody else, you know. He was all right, but no, my dad thought when it finished, my dad went, "That was amazing." And I was like, "Isn't it?" He went, "Yes." And I was like, "Yes." And then through time, I think people do now. A lot of people, this is their favourite. A lot of people that weren't around when the first one, that are a little bit younger than me, so the first one wasn't part of their lives. A lot of people prefer this one because it's got just so much happening in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's the futuristic kind of setting. I think always kind of won people over who were a little bit unsure of it at the time. It's I mean, for me, it was my favourite as a kid. It's the third now out of the bunch.
Right.
It goes for me. It goes 1, 3, 2. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean 2 is suddenly
No,
it's the bottom.
yeah.
It's bad.
No, exactly.
It's just like I like this third one because it focuses on Doc and expands his character more.
Yeah.
And it needed more of him to sort of get his time to shine. But yeah, it's just a solid trilogy. It's like Toy Story as well.
One of my favourite. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's one of the big boys. You know, when you talk about the big trilogies,
Yeah,
this is one of them.
Definitely.
Indiana Jones, Star Wars, and this. And I love it. I just love it. And I just think technically it's a movie that's never going to be repeated. You're never going to.
Well,
see
no,
this stuff
they
again.
said don't know. There's all rumblings then to doing a remake, and Zemeckis said over my dead body. Basically.
Yeah, Zemeckis won't let him do it.
No,
So
that'd be just be an insult, really, as well.
Yeah.
It's just another attempt to make some more money out of a property that already is profitable.
Yeah,
For the studio.
that's Hollywood now. That's the way it's going.
Unfortunately, well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Me and Brad will be back with some more in the coming weeks. Okay,
I'm sure. I wonder what we could do next.
Okay, everyone, take care and goodbye.
See ya.